I'm Josh, also known as Cpgeek, and today is something I've been waiting for quite some time. In my pursuit of headphones, and I've unboxed a couple of other headphones recently. You can check out those links down below in the description. Um, so I've been looking for a good, solid audiophile mid-fi headphone to keep me satisfied. Something super comfortable that I could wear for really long periods of time, several hours of listening, and give me really good sound clarity for music listening, for movie watching, for video game playing. Something with really good imaging, something with more or less a flat-ish curve in terms of response. I have been using the Sony MDR V6 headphones for quite some time, and I like them, but they're kind of light on the bass, and I'm not a bass head, but there's a pretty big roll off. There's also some weirdness going on in the sort of the high mids, low high range. Um, it's basically a little lower, and the highs are kind of overpronounced for my liking. I still really like them for monitoring and musical instrument mastering, playing, tracking. Those sorts of things, but when I'm actually listening to music, I kind of want something a little bit better. Recently I have unboxed some of the Hi-Fi Man HE5XXs from Drop and Hi-Fi Man. And I've been listening to those for the past week or so, and I do like them. I found that they were kind of hard to drive, which required me to basically go out and buy a DAC amp, which I did. I picked up the Mayflower Objective 2 plus ODAC headphone amp and DAC. They sound a little bit better on them, but I'm not 100% sold on that. They do get better with a little bit of EQ, but this stream is not for my analysis of those headphones. The other headphone that I unboxed recently is the Hi-Fi Man HE560. Sorry, I'm looking behind me because I have the box and the shelf back there. I can actually see it just about here. It's out of focus in this view, but it's there, I swear. Those were even more hard to drive. I have not tried them with the new DAC amp. I haven't been messing around with those quite yet. I will more than likely be doing a follow-up on that at some point soon, probably like a headphone shootout of the things that I've tried out recently so far. I am also expecting one more headphone to come in, which is the the Drop plus Hi-Fi Man HE400, HE4XX. I apologize. I have those coming in. I bought the 4XX, the HD 6XX, and the 5XX all at the same time, but they have different ship dates and whatnot because Drop takes a little bit of time here and there in order to put the orders together and ship product. If you want to check out any of these headphones that I'm talking about right now, as far as the Drop stuff, I'm not affiliated with Drop whatsoever in terms of I bought all of this with my own money. There's no they didn't send me any of this stuff for free or anything along those lines, and they're not paying me for a review. All of these thoughts are my own, and I will give you my honest opinion on all of this stuff. That being said, they do have a referral program. So if you are interested in picking any of this stuff up, that link is down below as well. If you choose to use the referral link, then you basically get $10 toward your first order, and I get $10 as far as store credit for my next order. So if you'd like to do that, I definitely would encourage that, although it's not required of you at all. I do also have some Amazon affiliate links down below for the O2 plus ODAC DAC amp that I'm using, as well as I have a portable DAC amp. Where did I put that? was here on my desk. Yeah, there we go. Oh, nope. Oh, yeah. This is by a company called Meizu. This is a basically a tiny DAC and amplifier. Actually, I have this is just a USB-C to USB-A adapter. So this is the tiny USB-C DAC amp. All the magic that goes on in this bit, and it basically makes the clean audio louder. You can plug this into a phone. I've been told that this should drive the Sennheiser HD 6XXs just fine. And I've been using them on and off with the Hi-Fi Man HE5XX. All of these random names. I wish that they would give better names to this stuff. Anyhow, so this should drive things portably, at least in the short term, I believe. But I also do have the Objective 2 amp, links to all that stuff down below, as well as links to all of the headphones that I've tried, including the V6/7506 and that sort of thing. If you are interested in helping out the channel at all, and you want to see this this bar down below move up a little bit, indicating that this channel is doing a little bit better, please feel free to donate any amount that you happen to have, and you can do so by clicking on the donate link also in the descriptions toward the bottom. I appreciate every little bit that you want to contribute, and your name will flash across the screen, and the heavens will part and champagnes will rain from the sky. So there's that. Further, if you're interested in checking out the other videos and whatnot that I do, or finding me on Discord, Twitter, the Cpgeek.org, Facebook, please go ahead and go to Cpgeek.org. The link for that is also at the bottom of the description, and I would encourage you to check that stuff out as well. I do a whole bunch of nerdy things, including video gaming, including high-end computing, including DIY stuff as it comes up. Whenever I do DIY projects, I try to do that. I do a little bit of game streaming, and I put some excerpts on there. I do all kinds of nerdy computery things, server stuff, that kind of stuff. And if you want to chat, please hit me up on Discord. I'm always around. If you have any comments, please go ahead and put those in the comment section as well. I'm always interested to hear what people think about the videos, and if you have any advice, comments, etc. on everything that's going on here. And without further ado, sorry to talk your ear off. You're here for the unboxing, so here we go. Let's go ahead and switch camera views. So that's just the other part of the desk here. Go ahead and turn around. So this is the Drop plus Sennheiser HD 6XXs. I'll just pop this open. This is the box that it shipped to me in. I always try to open up the shipment boxes instead of just the contents, to let you know how things are packed and whatnot directly from wherever I get it from. So just popping that open. It looks like the box for the headphones takes up the whole box that we have here, which is actually pretty unusual. Usually there's at least some packages of air and whatnot in here. Looks like this is exactly the right size for the box. Usually I don't like that too much, as it means that the pretty internal box might get dinged up or that sort of stuff. I'm not seeing any problems with the outside of the box or anything like that, so these got to me just fine. But if this were going for longer distances, I usually prefer a larger box with some kind of packing inside. I think I'll just go ahead and flip this over. Hopefully it'll come out, shake a little bit. There we go. Plop. All right. Here I have my invoice here. I'll set that aside. Don't want my address on camera. Set the outside box aside. And it's good that they have a bag here, prevents any sort of liquid permeation into the box. Always appreciated. It got set outside in the rain. I don't want my items damaged. So here we are, the Drop HD6XX reference class headphones by Sennheiser, and we have a little silhouette picture here of them. And turning it over, Drop Sennheiser, and we have little CAD drawings of headphones down below. I don't know how much that's being picked up on camera. On the sides of the box, just more continuation of that picture and just some white. Same thing on the other side. On top, we get HD6XX reference class headphones, and it looks like there's a 2-year warranty on these, which is pretty awesome. I always like to see that companies will advertise their warranty on their box. It usually means that their customer service will tend to be a little bit better, and also if anything goes wrong, it's a little bit more of a peace of mind thing. On the very bottom, we have the EAN, Sennheiser.com, which is a sticker for some reason. I'm not going to go under that sticker just in case, but anyhow, it basically gives information about who Sennheiser is in Germany and whatnot. I get order number for the batch here. Apparently, this product contains polyurethane foam. There's a disclaimer about that. Again, 2-year warranty and what the product is. But enough with the box. Let's go ahead and pop this open. Looks like there's just a little flap on top. Well, I'll go ahead and pull that out. All right. So it looks like there's a nice... I think it's still cardboard on the box on the inside, but just trying to shimmy it out here. It's the second box here. It's a box in a box. In a box. This is pretty tight. The bottom here wants to open, so I'm just going to go ahead and pop it open and push it through. Hopefully that'll work a little bit better without damaging the box. There we go. Just try not to hurt anything here. Keep pushing it through, I guess. I wish, first off, that they would make it so that the internal box is just a little bit smaller, or maybe use some sort of a graphite lubricant or something along those lines, so that makes things a little easier to slip out. But this box is a little more impressive. There's actual metal hinges on. It's not wood. I believe it's still cardboard, but it feels like a suitcase material. We get the nice Sennheiser logo. That's nice and shiny in the middle there. And just gently opening it up. I hope this is the right side. It appears to be. So we've got the headphones here. There's a block of foam at the bottom here, which seemingly protects the cable. The cable comes pre-attached, and it's an 1/8" to 1/4" adapter that's already on here. It's 1/8" by default, comes with a 1/4" adapter. And we have the cable. I'm just going to go ahead and undo this now, because it's the part that I'm talking about, and see how long that is. All right, so not terribly long. I want to say maybe 3 foot. What is up with all of these headphone manufacturers giving really short cables recently? My MDR V6s have a 10-foot cable attached to them, which is about enough to go across the room to my receiver for listening. Now that I have the headphone amp, I don't need to go nearly as far. This 3-foot cable would probably do me as far as the headphone amp is concerned, so it's not a problem for me right now. But I do really wish that headphone manufacturers would have longer cables. It's not a gripe about this headphone. All 3 headphones that I've received from, well, two headphones that I've received from Drop, and one was a standalone hi-fi man, all have something in the neighborhood of 3 to 4 feet of cable, which is just plain not enough for my liking. And it's strange because I thought that most audiophile headphones would have longer cables. Now, this headphone does have a detachable cable, but they are proprietary. I'll go ahead and yank out one of them. So it uses this. If I can get focus. So this is basically a little two-pronged adapter, or sorry, two-pronged cable. This is what goes into one of the ear cups. There are two of these. There are balanced cables that you can get a hold of for this. This is not one of them. They do ship with the unbalanced cable. So I'll go ahead and plug that right back in here. If I can get it into place. Don't want to break anything. Okay, that's it. Just didn't want to give it a whole lot of force. Examining the headphones themselves, these are incredibly light. I think I'm going to like that. These are way lighter than something like the 5XXs. So yeah, I think that will go a long way for long-term wear. You can see the driver through it, so basically see all that's going on. There are a few modifications that I've read about. I'm going to listen to these for a good long time before I even think about modifying them, just to get a listen for how exactly they are out of the box. They are not symmetrical. As you can see, this is basically straight, so they're turned a little bit in. This is the left ear cup, so they would go on my head like so. And I hope that they stretch out for a lot more than that. I have read that I've read that the clamp force on these by default is very tight. And there are some things that you can do to help you alleviate that. They do break in. Let's see, switch back to plus A. There we go. So just trying these on my head for a moment. Wow, yeah, the clamp force is pretty strong. I'm probably going to have to do something about that, and that something is more than likely just going to be wearing them for a bit, and also just stretching them a bit, stretching them in my hands. The band is spring steel. There's a plastic portion, but if you just open them up a little bit and very gently move them apart, then they will gently relax. I've also heard the advice that you can put them around some books or anything that's about as big as a head, and just keep them stretched for overnight or a day or something along those lines, and easily get them to about where you would want them for a normal head. In terms of the ear cups, they're reasonably large. They don't feel quite as large as the Hi-Fi Man stuff. The Hi-Fi Man stuff is circular and goes quite a big ways around, versus the 6XXs. Yeah, this clamp force is definitely something. I barely feel the band on top of my head. There's more than adequate padding there. But yeah, the ear cups themselves do a good job about going around the ear. No part of my ear is touching the ear cup. It's really just the ear cup resting on my head itself. But it's not resting rather than pressing inward, which I don't really like and can definitely solve. But yeah, so not bad overall. Going back to design, these headphones are open back. As I had them on my head, they do block a little bit more noise than the Hi-Fi Man HE5XXs, and about the same amount as the HE560s in terms of transparency. So if you're familiar with either of those, then or this, and you're looking at those, then that's basically how they stack up. There's some flexibility inward, as you would expect, not nearly as much as like the V6s, which flip all the way around. Not even as much as the Hi-Fi Man stuff that flips quite a bit further. And the 560 share the headband design more or less with the 5XXs. So that's basically how they compare there in terms of articulation. These do have a little bit of a wiggle back and forth, which is good as it basically will position itself on your head. I'd say, I don't know, maybe a degree of wiggle either way. And that wiggle is smooth, but it's also not something that you're going to do accidentally. It's not loose, I should say. Let's see what else. In terms of articulation, the headband seems to stretch more than enough for my head. Maximum length here is a pretty big noggin. I think that anybody will have a good experience from tiny headed people. My kids could very easily get this on, I believe, and have a reasonably medium sized head, and yeah, that's about right for me. So yeah, they are super light. I'm definitely a little confused about that, honestly. I thought that these magnets would be, big and heavy and big drivers for dynamic headphones. I've been told that a lot of people use these as basically their end game headphone and are perfectly happy. End game in that the last headphone that they ever need kind of situation. Linus from Linus Tech Tips uses these headphones for pretty much everything. I have seen a lot of YouTubers use the 600 series. Sennheiser's 600 series, including the 600, 650, and the 6XX is basically just like the 650s, but in a different enclosure. These are kind of blue in color, just a little bit blue, like a super midnight blue, versus the normal 650s are kind of a marble color. It's got basically white and I think it's white and black if I'm not mistaken. You can check out the link down below if you'd like to see the 650s. And if you'd like, go ahead and pick those up on Amazon. They're about the same price as the 6XXs. If you can't get a hold of one, you can get a hold of the other, and they're extremely similar headphones. At least that's what I've heard. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and try these on and go ahead and try out some music here. So let me go ahead and move over to desktop. Go ahead and plug these in, move the 5XXs out of the way, plug those, take off the adapter, plug this into my O2, set the adapter back in the box for a moment. I do really like that box, by the way. And there goes the other camera. So I do really like that box. It basically... wind. It's basically a thicker cardboard box, like a trunk or something along those lines. Excuse me for just a moment. I'm just going to go ahead and shut the door and realign the camera. So let me go ahead and load up. Just Google Play Music here, or Google Play Music that's now defunct, which is now music.youtube.com. Hate that they offline Google Play Music. Used to use that for pretty much everything. All right, let's go to my library. And first off, I'm going to go ahead and test out the bass responsiveness. I don't necessarily like the song per se, but it's got a lot of really good repetitive bass. So I can judge how tight things are. Volume up. Hello, Napogee. Hopefully I can say something helpful. Like I said, this is just my unboxing and first impressions, so just getting started here. So far, the bass is nice and tight, tighter than most dynamic headphones that I've listened to. I don't want to oversell them, as they're not quite as good as the planar stuff in the low end, which I expected. It's not quite as flat. There is a little bit of a bass roll off at the bottom. So these are not bass head pans, but they do offer a really good representation of those bass frequencies. The reason I went to this is because I've been disappointed by a lot of dynamic headphones in the past in terms of bass roll off, like the V6s that I was talking about in the beginning of the screen. Feel free to either roll back or check out the video that this becomes later on. But I'm impressed so far. Like I said, this is not really a good song for overall musical testing, but it does give me a good idea about bass dynamics, which I was kind of curious about with these dynamic headphones. Going back to the library here, let's try something that's relatively new mastered, 21 Pilots here. And I don't know how much of this is getting through to the microphone. I hope that I'm not going to get censored or anything. This is really loud in my head here. I'm really liking this. It seems to be pretty mid-forward. It doesn't really have much of a soundstage. The music kind of happens in your head, which is pretty similar to the experience that I was having with the V6s, and that's fine. It's just the way that the music is presented. There is some pretty decent imaging overall. Yeah, that's what I was afraid of, the whole copyright strike deal. But yeah, I don't think it'll be an issue. It wasn't an issue with the 5XXs or the HE560s either. So far, I really dig this. The mids are a little heavy as far as I'm concerned, compared to something like the V6, which is sort of top heavy, and the 5XXs, which on paper look flat but are a little V-shaped in my experience. I just remembered that this is not a fair comparison. I just remembered that I'm EQing this. Let me go ahead and load up the piece here. This is Peter's Equalizer APO Configuration Extension, or piece. It's a really good way to get Windows to have a universal equalizer. I'll go ahead and toss this in the description as well. It's a free piece of software. And this is the EQ that I was using on the 5XXs. You'll note that I labeled it 5XX test. I'm just going to go ahead and switch this off completely because that is an unfair comparison. And I simply forgot that this was online. I've been using the 5XXs today for overall listening on my computer. So I'll switch that off, and let's go ahead and begin the track again to get a better feel for where this is. All right, so there's a lot more bass now that things are more natural, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. It's not overwhelming. It's just a lot of bass, which I personally dig. I'm not a bass head, but it's good. And the vocals are like someone singing into my brain. It's like the music is coming from like here, which is good. It's just like I said, a different way of presenting music. I'm going to turn down my mic a bit. I just wanted to turn my mic down a bit so I could go ahead and raise the volume of this to really loud to see where my Objective 2 amp will drive them. And these are not that difficult to drive compared to the Hi-Fi Man stuff. The 6XXs are way easier. These are 300 ohm headphones, so you are going to need some flavor of DAC amp in order to drive them. But like I said, I've been told that the little Mizo DAC amp that I have linked below can drive these headphones properly on a cell phone. So I'm not too worried about that sort of stuff right now. So far I'm digging it. Let's try something different. Let's just go with Toad the Wet Sprocket here. I know how all this sounds. So the mids are nice and full. The highs are certainly present, but they don't sparkle like they do on the V6s. Things like the high-pitched guitar ring of strumming is a little dulled, but it's still there and good. Vocals especially are very good here. The male vocals are good as far as harmonies go. Everything is very clear. These are great headphones for anybody listening to vocal stuff. The tom hits sound a little hollow when I've turned it down a bit, like I have. They're not bad, but they kind of have a little bit of an artificial quality that I'm hearing. Some EQ should take that right out, though, if you go ahead and adjust the EQ a little bit. Right now, this is just flat off of my computer through the DAC amp with nothing in between. Sorry, I can't really put any music up. I mean, I do have some copyright-free music that I could toss up here while listening, and but that doesn't give a real clear impression of how things work here. All right, let's try something a little harder here. All right, that's pretty awesome. The kick is the kick is extremely well represented. It's very natural sounding, like a drum kit in my head. Um, I don't have that tom problem in this song. I think it might have been the way that the other song was mastered. Yeah, these are pretty awesome. So far, after just a couple of songs, I would definitely recommend these for folks who are interested in listening to rock music like I am. I like a wide variety of music overall, but I generally stick to rock, alternative, some pop rock, um, that sort of stuff. Um, let's see here. Let's go with Muse. This wasn't recorded all that well, but it should give me an idea of instrument separation because there's a lot going on in this song. I want the video. Give me my upload because I know it's good. There we go. Excuse me, it looks like my door came open again. It's a very windy night, and just trying to keep the audio from going into the other room where my wife is currently sleeping. Don't want to wake that. Ooh, am I dropping frames? No, not badly. So I went into the mids on this just a little bit, a little higher. That's just my own personal preference. Maybe the low highs as well, just a bit. I'll try them flat for a few days and see how it works. Um, so far, I'm really liking this. They are incredibly clean. Um, The drum kit in this song is usually pretty natural, and it's really not disappointing on these headphones. So this is the way that drums should sound. The electric guitars are nice and balanced. It's got plenty of punch. The dynamics are really nice. And most importantly, it doesn't have that fishbowl sound that I encountered with the 5XXs. So, initial conclusion time, just with first little while of listening here. They're super light, which I like, but they're super clampy, which I don't right now. As I mentioned already, there is a pretty easy way of making them less clampy, and that's either to wear them or to stretch them out slightly or to leave them stretched around a head width of books or other contraption that you can set up. I will more than likely be using this here headphone case. That's just a case for headphones to go ahead and put them around the case and leave them overnight and see how they sound. That should make it not stretched too much, as the width is still narrower than my head. That should hopefully solve that problem by maybe tomorrow. As I said, it's just slightly narrower than my head, so if I stretch these headphones just lightly around here like this, and leave them on my desk, hopefully by tomorrow they will have relaxed just enough for my taste. So there's that. Sound-wise, I'm actually pretty impressed. These are fairly inexpensive headphones. Let me just go ahead and look up what I paid for them real quick. Referal.com. Right. So these are the 3 drop sets that I got. So the 6XXs, which are on top, I just received, were $220 plus tax. The 5XXs were the same price. And the 4XXs, which I'm still waiting, estimated ship date is the 28th, so I will definitely have a video out about those soon. Were only 180, so I'm going to have a listen to those and see how they compare to the other Hi-Fi Man stuff. I don't know if the sound signature that I didn't like was associated with just being planar magnetic. It very well may be relevant to that particular technology. I've never heard any non-Hi-Fi Man planar magnetic headphones. Maybe some audiophiles can help me out in the comments down below to tell me if that fishbowl sound might just be Hi-Fi Man sound, and perhaps I won't experience that if I tried another planar magnetic headphone. A lot of folks have told me on the Zeos Discord server, as well as a couple of folks that I've talked to personally online, some friends, that the 6XXs could very well be some people's endgame headphone. As I said, Linus from Linus Tech Tips has access to a huge plethora of headphones, and he could business expense some really, really, really high-end stuff. But he stopped at the HD 650s, I believe, is the set that he's using, either the 600s or 650s. The 600 series, to the best of my knowledge, please correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, I believe they all use the same driver, but different tunings and different headband and styling. So you should get pretty much the same kind of sound out of all of the 600s, the 650s, the 6XXs. There's a little bit of a tuning difference, but not all that much. From what I understand, I haven't tried those other headphones. This is the first Sennheiser 6 series headphone that I've tried. But that's what I've heard. So this is hearsay, some third party I definitely would encourage trying out stuff if you have if you're interested and haven't listened to it before. Um, Popping back over to the live stream. Okay, no chats that I missed. So yeah, I really like these so far. I've only heard a few songs on them, but I'm pretty impressed. And like I said, the sound signature profile, the specific thing that I didn't really like about these Hi-Fi Man headphones that I've tried is not present with these. Just thinking about things a little bit, these do kind of have some kind of a dull-ish sound to them. Like I said, I think that I would EQ the highs just a little bit higher. That's my personal preference. I don't think that there's a problem with any sort of representation with these headphones whatsoever. I think that's the way that they're supposed to sound. I just like a little bit more shiny highs. And I'll definitely be giving the Hi-Fi Man 4XXs a shot. I've already got them coming in. I might as well listen to them. And I'll go ahead and do a full headphone shootout video amongst them, and sort of pool my comparisons of these headphones, and then sort of choose maybe one, maybe two winners, and probably end up just selling off the rest on eBay or friends who may want them. I haven't discussed anything with anyone. So I will likely be getting rid of all but one or two sets. I'm definitely keeping my MDR V6s for tracking, mastering. The reason behind that is those tend to highlight problems in the sound. They sort of concentrate on the areas where you would have issues like breathing, like fret noise. If you can track and make a song sound good on the V6s, they'll sound good on pretty much anything because they tend to highlight problems. Whereas the headphones that I'm looking at right now, including the 6XXs, and the reason I'm going further and trying out new headphones is just that I think that for pleasure listening, for watching movies, for listening to music in general, that I could get a much better experience with headphone that's a little bit more neutral instead of that top heavy sound. So that's kind of where I'm at. These are really good. I would recommend these to pretty much anybody. They have been made since the late 90s, I believe. No, I apologize. It was the early 2000s. I want to say 2003 or 2004 they came out with this design. And it's been pretty much the mainstay of the entry-level audiophile community since. These headphones usually used to cost somewhere in the, I believe it was like $300 to $400 range. And I would say that these are $300 to $400 worth of headphones. They have really good representation. Vocal quality especially is very good. Even in the short time that I've listened to them so far, the vocal stuff is very well represented. Harmonies come through very well, and I've been really happy with them in the few minutes that I've had them. I do like these as a general headphone over the 5XXs that I have been listening to for the past couple of weeks. Both of them are still a little bit better for pleasure listening than the V6s. I do like that headphone, and I've listened to it for many years for everything. And I know exactly how it sounds, and I like them. But for enhancing the listening experience, something like the 6XXs are definitely good. So far, so good. I'm a fan so far. I got to listen to a lot more stuff across the board before I make any final decisions. And like I said, I am planning a headphone shootout with what I have and do some comparisons and give you my experienced take on all of these and what I found. Further, at that time, I don't really feel like trying out the little Meizu DAC here. A little short on time at the moment, but I will likely be trying that out, and I'll definitely let you know my findings in that upcoming video. Do like, subscribe. If you didn't like, go ahead and hit that button too, I guess. And let me know down in the comments what you think about this video, about the headphones, about any headphones that I should try in the sub $500-ish category. I am aware that Hi-Fi Man has the Sundara. A lot of people have told me that I should check those out. I haven't yet, just because they are kind of on the little bit more expensive range. And I didn't want to quite go that far out there. I've been in the sort of $200 to $300 range so far, trying to see if that's an amount of money that can get me the headphone that I want. So far, I've been kind of hit or miss with that. I think that the 6XXs might win, and a lot of other people seem to say the same thing. So I'm definitely pretty happy about that, and I will be using these pretty much nonstop for the next week or so, and I have that time off, so I'm going to be listening to music quite a bit, watching quite a bit of Netflix and other streaming media services to get a feel for that, and yeah, I'm happy about it, and I will let you know more in the future. So, like I said, please go ahead and like. Thank you, Napology, for liking the video, and get subscribed if you want to see more headphone first looks, or IT stuff, or video game stuff, or virtual reality stuff. I like all that nerdy stuff. If you have any questions or want to hear more about these headphones, please do leave comments. You can find me over on Discord. The link for that is over at Cpgeek.org, where you'll find me on all of the social networks. Hit me up. Anyhow, I will go ahead and leave you to it. Happy holidays to everyone, and I will catch you in the next video. Have a great one. Bye-bye.